An intriguing practice has stemmed from my constant note-taking, which is the search for connections between ideas, statements, and claims made within the notes that I'm making. Now, this encourages critical thinking and allows a deeper understanding of the subject matter. In this article, discussion focuses on the synthesis of two frameworks that, when applied together, potentially provide greater clarity and insight. We're going to have a look at the Sirota three-factor theory engagement model for a start. Now, the first framework was developed by Sirota in 2005, and it proposes that there are three primary goals pursued by people in the workplace. And these are equity, achievement, and camaraderie. Termed the three-factor theory of human motivation in the workplace, these goals stem from decades of industry experience and research. Sirota stresses that the theory is only focused on the workplace, and they acknowledge that there is much more to life than work. So, despite the theory not being intended to define all areas of human motivational behaviour, utilisation of other frameworks may assist in understanding the Sirota theory more deeply. On the screen here, you can see Sirota's three-factor theory, set out with equity, which includes things like a safe working environment, job security, fair workload, and being treated with respect. In the achievement area, he speaks of challenging work, meaningful work, and appropriate levels of recognition and reward. Camaraderie, which I'm sure you will agree is always important in a work environment, includes the relationships, the team environment, and how supportive the people are amongst the other things as well. Now, despite the emphasis by Sirota on the workplace, it is also arguable that this framework could be used in volunteer community organisations as a useful tool. The dynamics of volunteers within a community-based volunteer organisation could be regarded as having many aspects in common with a formally structured workplace. Now, the first component of Sirota's theory is equity, and it refers to the employee's desire for fair treatment in relation to employment conditions. However, it could be argued that fairness is a subjective term and it depends on individual perceptions. Discrepancies between parties can sometimes only be resolved through conflict resolution. Equity's subjective nature renders it a challenging component to measure or evaluate within the workplace, posing difficulties for human resources personnel, managers, and leaders alike. Instances of individuals perceiving inequitable treatment are abundant, while others deem their treatment to be fair. Now, this phenomenon also occurs in the courts on a daily basis, where victories and losses lead to feelings of people being treated inappropriately or inequitably. In employment arrangements, the key, of course, is to listen and understand the aggrieved person's perspective, empathic listening. The subjective nature of perceived inequity often revolves around perceptions, which must be acknowledged as real to those who hold them. Addressing these issues can be achieved through change management principles and frameworks, such as Mark Goulston's Persuasion Cycle. Ultimately, effective listening remains crucial in tackling perceptions of inequity. Now, achievement encompasses pride in one's accomplishments and recognition for them, and is the second component of the employee engagement model. Unlike equity, achievement is less subjective and can be measured. It's done through metrics such as career history, pay rises, promotions, and job titles. The longer an individual is part of an organisation or a community group, the more history accumulates. And this creates a measurable record of their achievements over time. Now, it's a justifiable proposition to suggest that achievement also encompasses individuals taking advantage of the chance to acquire new skills and abilities when they are provided, and if they enthusiastically embrace these prospects, to fulfil their utmost capabilities in both the internal and external realms of the organisation. Moving on to camaraderie, the third component in the Sirota model, involves warm and cooperative relationships with others in the workplace. Now, this can be observed through interpersonal interactions amongst people. Again, it's not something that can be necessarily measured with metrics. It can usually be evaluated, however, through observation. Camaraderie is not only essential for harmonious working relationships, but also critical for an organisation's success. Trust, another vital aspect of camaraderie, has been emphasised in various business consulting discussions. Lencioni identifies trust as the foundation for his pyramid model in the 5 dysfunctions of a team, as without it, progress to and ability to engage in and resolve conflict, accept accountability, make commitments and achieve results is not attainable. All of these aspects of team building can be encompassed under the term of camaraderie. Now, if we move on to Maslow's hierarchy of needs and look at the Sirota model as a pyramid and put equity at the base, camaraderie in the middle, and achievement at the top, it allows for direct comparison with the hierarchy of needs model by Maslow, which was developed in 1943. Now, it could be argued that the bottom level of Maslow's hierarchy, physiological and safety needs, correspond directly with the equity needs of Sirota's model. The next level up in Maslow's model, belonging and social needs, aligns with camaraderie in Sirota's engagement model. Lastly, self-esteem and self-actualisation in Maslow's hierarchy relate to achievement in Sirota's model. On the screen, you can see the slide of two pyramids where the two models are looked at synergistically and how they apply to each other. So an understanding of one can certainly assist with the understanding of the other. Although the arrangement of the Sirota model has been changed from how it was initially presented, there are reasons for considering such a shift. Maslow argues that his model has the precondition that one need must be fulfilled in order for the individual to pursue the needs of the next level. Whilst he does offer a number of potential variations on this theme, the central hypothesis remains that the needs are in a hierarchical order. On this basis, it is also arguable that the model by Sirota is also hierarchical in nature. If people feel they are being treated unfairly, it is unlikely that their relationships with others will be pleasant, particularly if the alleged perpetrators of the inequitable treatment is the group or individuals within. Therefore, people will need to have their equity needs met in order to advance to the camaraderie needs. If the camaraderie needs are met, which could compare with Maslow's needs of love and belonging, it should then be possible to move on to the Sirota level of achievement, characterised by Maslow as esteem and self-actualisation. The synergy between these two models highlights their complementary nature. While the Sirota model focuses on employee engagement in the workplace, Maslow's hierarchy addresses broader human motivational needs. Overlaying the Sirota model with Maslow's hierarchy can enhance the understanding of people's motivation and engagement within the organisational framework. Two other frameworks have been mentioned specifically within this article, and they are the Persuasion Cycle of Mark Goulston and the 5 Dysfunctions of a Team by Patrick Lencioni. Both of these frameworks can also be potentially used in deepening an understanding of the Sirota model. Understanding organisational dynamics as they relate to people is critical to the success of any organisation. Many times we hear of the term morale in regard to organisations and teams. It is considered that the morale of an organisation is high when all the needs of the various frameworks have been met. Now, of course, this creates flow-on effects. The success of any organisation, be it for-profit or a community volunteer group, is arguably the result of the morale of the people involved. So apart from the achievements and self-actualisation in the two models discussed, it is worth considering the flow-on effects. When people are happy, customer service and other interactions with the public are improved. Successful interactions can result in word-of-mouth referrals and enhancement of credibility in the eyes of the community. Employees and volunteers can feel justifiably proud of their contributions to the organisation and the part that they play. All of these factors inform feedback loops around the operations of the organisation. So in conclusion, the utilisation of frameworks is a useful way to communicate concepts and ideas to people. They allow focus on particular aspects and creation of questions to generate feedback and information on organisational dynamics. As we have discussed here, frameworks can work synergistically with others, potentially resulting in insights that may not normally be achieved using a singular model. As a result, it may well be worth asking the question of what models and frameworks you can use to explore situations as opposed to selecting a singular framework. I hope this has been of some benefit to you, and if you have any comments or questions, please feel free to leave them in the comments below.